Peace. Quick little think fast. Being houseless ain't about really finding yourself. Like as far as like whether you being houses on the houses transition or going in nature, like or in some type of retreat or something like that. It's not as much as finding yourself as much as it is stripping yourself down of like all the material things and really seeing what you're about, you know. So it's not necessarily like so much of like, oh, I'm trying to be unmaterialistic, so let me just not deal with materialistic things, or you know, I don't want to live in the house, so let me not live in the house just cause. No, it's a little deeper than that. And for myself, I know it was part like just being on a new adventure. I was just like, you know, on some adventurous. I was thinking about like with the Pisces moon on my 13 sign astrology. You know, like that dreamy, just going with the flow. You know, my personal legend, like the alchemist. You know, basically, you know, just living the dream. You know, but I saw that it for me it was a lot about just you know, seeing what I was about. After you know, when you're down to nothing, it really shows you what your soul is about in essence too, and see how resilient and how strong you are. Uh, excuse me. Matter of fact, pardon, I just finished eating. But like it's just again, not so much about finding yourself, because that's one of the main little jokes. Matter of fact, the Alan Watts always make jokes about, you know, or just a lot of Zen teachings is like how a lot of people come to him trying to trying to find enlightenment, you know what I'm saying? But it's not necessarily about finding enlightenment like it's not within you, because that's the whole thing they laugh about. It's like what you're searching for is already in you, you know, you just gotta turn on the switch. But like doing those type of things, like going on these journeys and all this, kind of indirectly open it up, you know, kind of like the story of Alexander the Great in essence, where you know he trying to look for immortality in essence, but indirectly, because he was just going around just trying to look for it, you know, indirectly his name kind of stayed in history, you know. So you know, whether by no coincidences, but you know, whether by default or however, you know, it ended up happening. But definitely, what I was gonna say, yeah, with the going out again, whether you're going out into the wilderness, mountains, going out on retreat, going to travel somewhere, you know, just whatever, living a nomadic lifestyle, you know, for in most cases is about us stripping ourselves of a lot of things so we could really see what we love and what we about, you know what I'm saying, on a soulful level, you know. Because when you by yourself, you're not around a bunch of influences and outside noise, you know. So you know you're always, you know, and most of your time, you know, quote unquote time, you're in your auric field dealing with yourself and your higher self, you know, in that sense. Like I say, yourself, dealing with, you know, all of you know, your inner source, all of your being, you know. And when I say your, you know, all of y'all get the picture. So in that essence, it just helps for you to, you know, really, again, not have that disruption in your vibration and really see what you really want. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, wanting to be in Venice is like, all right, man, living that lifestyle, you know, nomadic lifestyle, this and that, you know, and when I went out there, it's like, all right, you know, loving it. And then it got to a certain extent, like, all right, I love this, but all right, time for some house action. You know what I'm saying? Like it's to a certain extent, but experiment with it in essence, just seeing what you love and what you don't. You know what I'm saying? How much of this do you love? How much of it do you don't? Like I could stay camp out on the beach, like even with a home, but I like to have that establishment too, you know what I'm saying? And I do want to live like a travel in a van type of situation, but also with the crib, like it's all these different things that you got to try out though to see what you really want, you know. And again, that's why a lot of people just do the little, like, oh man, I'm just, living the house's life, or I'm going camping, I'm going to see this monk, I'm going on this retreat, I'm going in nature, I'm going to do whatever to find myself or find enlightenment, or and get in touch with nature, or to find the God within, or all the names we call it, but it's in essence indirectly, and that shows you how intuition works. Well, indirectly, no matter what, whether you're doing it on your own or because of some spirituality or religion told you, you know what I'm saying? Everybody goes to do something that kind of, in most cases, have them isolated from a lot of people, and indirectly, reason why, because that's our soul knows that it allows for us to be away from a lot of outside influences, and in most cases be in some form or fashion close to nature, But just wanted to share that right quick. And two, just thinking about that, just wrapped up, man. I don't know if I said it earlier. That's me sharing, for me in my case, and from what I hear and see a lot of people on their journey, but I'm pretty sure we all got to each his own on our journeys of why we do certain things, but in most cases, like I say, indirectly, you could just see that though, that isolation of just trying to be by yourself, of putting your back against the wall, because you see, like with me being in my house's transition, now I'm making sure, all right, I gotta make sure I get these braces orders out. I gotta make sure I'm doing this to make sure I eat, make sure I get bus fare, make sure I'm having money to go take showers here, there, whatever the case is, so I'm making sure I read, doing reading for myself and things of this nature, but also, allowing for a little clear cognizant things to roll through so I could have information to share, whatever the case may be, so I could allow donations to come through, all these different things, but matter of fact, working on that root chakra, making sure that making sure I take care of that as well. But I don't know where I was going with that rant, but let me say I don't recall where I was with that rant. What was I talking about? Oh, putting the back against the wall and making sure, And honestly, that's an old way of doing things, in the essence of you don't want to push yourself in a hole to get, to get yourself out. But a lot of us, because we come up in that old construct, and that's the only way we know, a lot of us just used to doing things in that manner. But it's way better to not push yourself backwards, to go forward and just, push yourself forward. Push yourself forward, you know what I'm saying? Like, instead of, trying to create that little, but I mean, honestly though, even, again, creating that little setback for yourself, if you know what you're doing, like, only our beings know our beings, you know what I'm saying? We know what we're capable of, we know when we gonna, what's gonna make us crack and what's not, you know what I'm saying? And how much pressure we could handle and how to take care of certain things. So to each his own on our situation. That's why, like, with a lot of these videos and, whether it's spiritual coaching and teaching and all this, is, enough of that doesn't be said, enough of the message isn't delivered about how much you should follow your own intuition. Like, it's just more of us just sharing our story, allowing allowing for y'all to see, all right, what works for us, and different things of certain information, that may be helpful, that we used along the way. But it shouldn't be like, hey, you should do things this way or you should do things that way. Now, of course, they got certain ways of doing things that, how can I say, the only way to, I'm trying to think, but it's only certain ways to do things, so that's why we speak on it in a certain manner. But for the most part, it's all about everybody just, finding their own little niche and doing things in a manner that makes them feel good, or what intuitively feels right to you, like we just kind of get the information like, hey, a root chakra do this, a crown chakra do this and that chakra do this. All right, go at it, have at it, go research and do your thing, you know what I'm saying? See how how your soul telling you to approach it, So, peace. Happy now, of course. Now is the vibrate. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now. Peace.